Dr. Mimi, a medical doctor who was denied re-entry into Gaza just last week. She's the emergency department director at the Summit Pacific Medical Center in the U.S. state of Washington. Doctor, welcome to the show. I'll speak to, and I'll ask you in just a moment about whether you know why you were denied entry, because I've spoken to many doctors myself and the team over the past several months who have faced similar denials from the Israeli government. But first of all, can I just get your reaction, but also what you're hearing from medical professionals on the ground in Gaza following this double attack at Nasser Hospital that Oren and I were talking about just there?
Yeah, this is absolutely horrific. I was just listening to your reporter saying that Netanyahu says this is a tragic mishap. This is absolutely untrue. This is strategic and intentional. WHO workers and healthcare workers like myself are denied for a reason. This was planned. The foreign aid workers, the foreign doctors that are actually in the hospital were asked to leave before this airstrike. And so that is not a mishap. That is absolutely deliberate. This is not the first time Israel has struck a hospital. We have this double tap bombing that happened, and on live camera, they hit first responders trying to rescue the casualties. If that's not a war crime, I don't know what is. Israel at this point has violated every single international law, and the world just keeps watching. It is absolutely horrific and a stain on humanity, in my opinion.
Dr. Mimi, can I just ask you, I just want to pick up on what you said. Are you hearing from your contacts on the ground that foreign doctors working at Nasser Hospital were given the heads up to evacuate Nasser Hospital before a strike came?
Absolutely. They were told some arbitrary reason that they had to leave, and they weren't allowed to come back until the next day. So this is not an accident. Israel likes to say every time they strike and break a law that this was an accident. We have seen this repeatedly for the past 2 years. When they killed 15 paramedics and shot their ambulance, they said the same thing, that this was a miscalculation, that this was an accident. This is the same narrative they use every single time they commit a crime, and we just need to see through it now.
And for our viewers, you are in the US, but of course you have gone to Gaza numerous times. You continue, from what I understand from my team, and you can correct me here, Doctor, to receive voice notes from your contacts on the ground, from even a medical student I think that you mentored. Can you give us a sense of what they are telling you, what she's telling you?
Yeah, she sent me a voicemail this morning. I mean, I woke up to about a dozen phone calls this morning after the hospital was attacked, and some voice notes. A medical student that she worked with, one of the colleagues, was killed there at Nasser this morning. And I saw the director of the emergency department at Nasser just posted about it, a backpack of a medical student that was killed. This is just so unacceptable. The medical student that I'm getting voice notes from that I work with so closely, when I ask her where she's going to go when she evacuates, she says there is no place to go. She's going to be forced to go to the streets. And we're talking about a population that has been starved for such a prolonged period of time. It's the healthcare workers themselves are ill at this point and can barely take care of patients. So we are now evacuating a starved and ill population to an amount of area of land that is so small that it's physically impossible to fit almost 2 million people in, not to mention the continual bombardment and dropping bombs and guns on them.
Can I ask about what you saw when you went to Gaza, Dr. Mimi, because you have shared, and I've read some of this and I've heard some of this, some incredibly harrowing accounts of your time in Gaza and some of the patients you treated. Speak to those injuries, because I read that one of your patients had even shots to the head. What more can you tell us about this?
Yeah, we all saw it. I mean, it's not just me that reports these things when we come out after we work in Gaza, but I had 18 documented cases of small children under the age of 12 with gunshot wounds to the head, reported to be either snipers or quadcopters by witnesses. We took care of those kids. Those kids came in usually dead on arrival in our emergency department. And when they were salvaged for a small amount of time, we were able to take them to a CT scan, and we found bullets in their head or their neck or their chest. and that was just me. And that month that I was there at Nasser Hospital, there have been dozens of colleagues of mine that have reported the exact same thing. Yeah. We would have targeting, we would have patterns of injuries. We'd have children come in. If it was one day, a gunshot wound to the head, we would have several come in with the same type of injuries. This is not coincidental. This is not collateral damage. This is being done intentionally. Children are starving. Back in December when I was there, I was seeing children with acute malnourishment signs that I was reporting on. We have been screaming this for the past 2 years, and now IPC announces a stage 5 famine. We're not surprised. We've been warning about this for a very long time.
And I've been hearing from doctors about this for many, many months, indeed, including several who had been in Gaza just in the last, 4 or 5 months. Can I ask you very quickly, we talked about the fact that you were denied entry into Gaza this time round. What reason were you given, if any at all?
No reason. We are never given any reason. We are left to speculate. What we're given is our name in red on an Excel spreadsheet saying we are denied. There is no process to appeal it or ask questions. We are carrying life-saving skills with us. We're carrying baby formula, medical supplies that are so desperately needed. Our colleagues on the ground are expecting us. They know when we're coming, and they are so relieved that we're coming to provide that relief. And then to tell them that we were denied entry for no reason given. This is absolutely criminal. And I want to read to you a quote that Eyal Zamir said after the IPC famine report was issued. He says, besiege them, let them die of hunger. This is a direct order from the chief of the IDF saying to his army to kill them and let them starve. If that doesn't prove intent on what the Israeli government is doing, I don't know what does. Not to mention the live footage of these crimes being committed.
Yeah. Dr. Mimi, really appreciate you taking the time coming on the show and telling us what you saw and the conversations that you're still having with so many physicians on the ground. Thank you, Doctor. Appreciate it.
Thank you.